Fisherman here. Just got done installing my LED lights in my rub rail. Just going to give you a little how-to on what I did there, and we're going to turn the lights out and I'll let you take a look at them. Bam! What do you think? Pretty cool, huh? Alright, we're going to turn the lights back on and show you what we did. Alright guys, this step here, I'm going to show you how to remove your rub rail, your insert here. Alright, right here, you've got an end cap with just one screw in it. You just unscrew that. You got your cordless, go ahead and use your cordless. That should be a nice long screw. Set that out of the way. And then this rub rail, sometimes that's a little tough to get out. Just take your screwdriver, pop it in there, get it started, and then work it on out. Alright, all you're going to do is take that, just peel it right on around. That's just your insert. And just peel that right on up. Look at all that dirt that gets in there. Peel that right on out. That'll just come right on out. Okay, that's all it is to remove the insert out of your rail. Okay, we'll go to the next step. Guys, when you're laying this out, what you want to do, you want to find the very center of your boat. Just put some blue tape on there, put your pencil mark, and get the center. Then just take your tape measure around to where you want to start. You know, I started my first one like at 11.5, and I put my pencil mark there. These are some I already had installed. I'm going to add another one over here. But what I did was mark these 1/2 inch on center. Can you see that? 1/2 inch on center. So I'll just mark another one right here, and I'll show you how I drill that out. You just want to put you a little mark there. Okay. Now I'm going to show you how I drill that. This is just me drilling the hole in the rub rail. Nice and easy. I get through the first part, and I'm going to pull this out because I already have some wires back there and I don't want to hit those wires. Then you go all the way through, just ream it a little bit. Okay. Also, the key on this too is when you've got your drill bit, whatever LEDs you get, make sure you drill your hole the width of the, the LED. This one here happens to come with a little keeper. I don't use that keeper. I took that off on mine. And then what I did is I just slid that LED right through there, just so the very tip of it sticks out. And then on the back side here, I just put a little bit of RTV to keep it from moving around. And you'll have to let that dry, and that'll make it easier when you go to slide it through the hole. And you can see right there, I've got one hole feeding all these wires through. Now, if you add more LEDs, you want to put 6 or 12, you're probably going to have to come back here and drill another hole. Okay? And that's not hard to do. And if you look real close, you can see how they've attached this rail. They just run screws in all the way through. Attaches your rail, and I'm sure that's attaching your top deck to the hull. So that's all that is there. So you could come in here if you want to put 12 LEDs in and drill another hole here and then feed them on through. I'm going to drill the hole through the rub rail through the deck. Just go back and forth, ream that out a little bit. And that's your hole. And then if you need to, you can always come back here and put a hole back here if you need to, if you're going to put more LEDs in than what I have. All right, not a big deal. Before you drill that hole, take your bow panel off and check and make sure there's no wires in here up against there. Use a flashlight, use a mirror, whatever you need to. Just make sure there's no wires back in here that you're going to drill. All right, what you want to do when you got your little LED there, when you get them out of the package, you want to test these and make sure they work. It'll save you some time and hassle, just to make sure they work. And to test them, all you're going to have to do is go ahead and strip your leads, get them cleaned up like that, spread it like that, and then you're just going to touch it to your positive and negative on your cranking battery, and you'll see if it works. I recommend you do that to save yourself a little bit of time, or if you've got a battery sitting off to the side or something. But if you don't, just bring them back here to your cranking battery and test that. Test them LEDs and make sure they work. Alright, we're ready to install. I've got the wires pulled through. I've got them stripped. I'm just going to put them together here. And then I'm just going to twist them up by hand. Put those together and twist them up by hand. Now, if you've got a solder gun, go ahead and solder these. But I don't have a solder gun, so we're going to use butt connectors. Heat shrink butt connectors. I'm going to go ahead and slip my heat shrink on these wires here. Put my butt connector in. Just crimp that down. And this is a heat shrink butt connector. Okay, this is my original wire off my bow navigation light. I'm going to use that. I already know this is negative. You know, I've already tested that before I started. Go ahead and slip this one in. Just trim that off a little bit. Put that one in and crimp it down. You can see that's pretty tight there. Okay guys, I've got my butt connector on. I'm going to go ahead and hit it with some heat. And you'll watch that thing will shrink right down. Then I'll slide my other heat shrink right over that. Hit that. Basically, that's all you got to do. If you don't have any solder, just use your heat shrink butt connectors and a piece of heat shrink tubing. Alright, this next step, before I put this rub rail back in, I like to clean it before I put it in. And what I use is the 303. I like to use that aerospace protector. And I just spray a little on my microfiber cloth and on the rub rail insert. Just go down through there like that. This will clean all that dirt and gunk off before you put it back in. And it'll also make it easier to put it back in, because this is just a pressure fit. This has no screws in it. Okay, then I'll start back up here at the front. And I'll just take my thumb, push that in. That's all it is to it. Take your thumb, push that in. That's going to be a little tight. You're going to have to put a little pressure on it. Alright? And you just work that all the way around to the back, like I'm doing there. Okay, after you work your insert around, just going to pop it back in. Then just put your end cap back on. Going to go back in the same hole you took it out of. And if you got your cordless, just go ahead and use your cordless. Make sure you get it back in the same hole. And that's it, snugged up, ready to go. Alright guys, thanks for watching the video, and if you have any questions, just leave them in the comment. Alright, thanks.